This storm is still tornado warned. Out to the west-northwest here from Sweetwater to Dempsey. So finding a bit of rotation here between Grimes and Dempsey, northeast of Sweetwater. We're just barely east of the Oklahoma-Texas line. But if you're living in Sayre, it's dropping down to the southeast here. Derek is watching it closely for you. But right now, again, dropping down to southeast at pretty quick speed here, about 30 to 40 miles per hour. We'll bring it into Berlin at about 740, Sayre 753, Carter 806, Hobart at 845 with that storm that is dropping down to the southeast here. So that's the latest right now. Jonathan, if we can just pull on out, show another big picture here, show you what's happening statewide. Big complex of storms up to the northwest. New warning there, by the way, down to the southwest. Severe storm there down in southern Oklahoma. Let's get the latest on this cell, by the way, that's going to be in Kiowa County, south of Hobart. He's got a new tornado warning in here. I tell you, we're just all over the place right now with these storms. All right, so this storm that we have here, 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. Brand new severe thunderstorm or brand new tornado warning again just issued there for Jonathan Beckham, Custer, Roger Mills, Ouachita, as you mentioned, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. Oh, there it is. Yeah, right by Cheyenne. So, okay, got a couple areas, and this typically happens here. Get a couple areas that rotate on the southern flank of this. We call these tail end Charlies. And so, and by the way, this entire line is going to probably do this for a bit here. The southern line here, where you're going to get these areas that spin up. Looks like they're going to be kind of wrapped up in rain here. Big hail too, by the way. But there is Derek. And so watching these storms dropping down to the southeast here. Also starting to see additional development going up to the east of this as well as you make way all the way up towards around Watauga, Thomas, and south of Longdale. But still watching these storms right now, tracking that new tornado warning down to the southeast. Elk City, 751, Canute, 758, Dill City, 814, and Sentinel at 820. Once again with that cell that is dropping down to the southeast right now, and some big hail within that one too, by the way. That's going to be a tornado warning out for Beckham County for another 40 minutes. So that's the latest with that storm right now. Let's go up the line here. Just get an update for those that say live between Sealing and east of Woodward here, what we're finding right now on the radar. Lots of rain, but as far as the impacts are concerned, as you make way from, say, like Cedardale up towards Fargo, Vici, the more significant threats are going to be down to southwest. But still, you can see here, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect. Again, remains in effect all the way up, almost to the, all the way up to the Kansas state line here. So there's a big picture right there. Not as much hail you can see here, just mainly pea-sized hail. The northern flank is going to be mostly strong winds. Your hail's going to stay from Vici and south. So strong winds north of Vici, south of Vici. We're looking at this tornado warnings and the hail threat right now. A lot of tornado warnings still popping up right now. And another tornado warning now coming out for Roger Mills, Ellis, Ouachita, and Dewey. Let's see here. What, Jonathan, what are you saying right now?
Durham, south of Durham, tornado reported.
Let's check in with Derek Klein. Let's go to Derek if we can.
Yeah, that's.
Derek's looking right into it. So, Derek, how's your storm looking from where you are right now?
Yeah, Damon, so we are just north of Sayre, actually on Cemetery Road for those of the people that are familiar with this area. Now, we're watching a couple of different areas here. I think that the storm is really kind of cycled. So they issued the tornado warning, but radar's picking it up about 10,000 feet off the ground. So I'm going to give you, with my 360 cam, just a little idea of what's going on. So this whole storm stretches, but if you look, there's the updraft of the new storm that's gone up, and you can see the raggedness underneath that area right there. That's actually where I think the rotation is going to recycle itself back into that area. And these storms along this line have had a history of doing that. So they recycle, and a lot of times they produce tornadoes, especially on the end of this line. But right now the rotation really stretches all along this. It's a really, really big mesocyclone, and it's going to have to localize in order to be able to produce a tornado. We'll hope that it does not do that, but we're here watching it, and we'll let you know if it continues to intensify or what activity this storm actually has. Back to you.
Yeah, definitely watching all these little areas of circulation that are popping up right now, and so we'll see how this one evolves. as it moves to the east. We've got another tornado warning coming out. We're just popping up tornado warnings now, left and right, almost kind of like whack-a-mole, it feels like. So tornado warning for Custer, Dewey, Ellis, Roger Mills, moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. Right now, I'm over here looking at some of this data that we have coming in, and so it does show a bunch of rotation tracks just skipping along here to the east-southeast. So we'll continue to watch this one. A lot of areas of circulation, though, from basically Leedy to Morewood, Strong City, down to Cheyenne. Okay, let's go to the east here. Let's check in with Nick Smith. Nick is going to be on the cell that's going to impact the OKC Metro very soon here. As a matter of fact, it's going to be this one right here. Warned for golf ball size hail. Nick, what are you seeing?